Hello, brothers and sisters. I know you guys were waiting for my next video, and it's been a while. I had to take a break and to actually, take the time to actually hear and to know when is the right time to speak. Um, a lot of things have been happening around me. I've been under attack. Um, and just had to isolate myself for a while um, and pray and to keep positivity around me. Um, this isn't the first time um, of being attacked. I know a lot of people are experiencing these things as the days are getting closer and the time is drawing near or whatnot, but I just wanted to, post a second video, and it's going to be the second part out of the series, and it's going to dive a little deeper. I want to first bring into account the first time that I became under attack or targeted in so many words. It was when I became pregnant with my first son. Nurses and the OBGYN wanted to run a blood test on me to see if I carried a certain type of geno, which I thought was very weird. And me being a first time parent, I was, adamant to say, yeah, it's fine because I want to make sure my son is healthy. And they came back and said, oh, everything's fine. And they took a very very peculiar interest into my pregnancy, and they were very adamant on me having a cesarean versus me delivering naturally. And I thought that was a little odd, as I wasn't one of the individuals to have any pregnancy issues or anything like that. And mind you, this happened for each pregnancy I had. Mind you, I have 3 boys. And when I first had my first son, I was targeted for no apparent reason by the system, and I was alienated, and false accusations were brought up against me that I had no recollection of, or even I didn't really understand. And it got worse. Around my 3rd pregnancy, I had to isolate myself. I had to stop allowing my children to see the other side of my family because I felt like they were trying to get a little bit too much information. They were trying to, I didn't feel like my family was my family anymore. I don't know why I felt that way. I felt more, not afraid, but I felt very cautious to allow them to get close to me. And my children. When I first took up isolation in 2016, I was found. Don't know how I was found, but I was found. And I was approached by a CPS worker who claimed to be with the state. And I said, well, I don't know what you're talking about or why you're at my door. She was very adamant on seeing my children. They began a long circus show. They took my children from me. I haven't seen my children in 987 days since 2017. I don't know where they are. I don't know why they were taken. I don't know why these accusations were placed against me, or why I can't get my children back. Many times I've been told, well, you need to get a home. I had a home. I was told, well, you need to have income. I had income. And I was taken through all these issues. Oh, we want to do a psychological exam. We want to do this exam. We wanted you to do that. We want you to do this. And I thought that these rules were constricting me and confining me to their rules. And I became rebellious. I started to fight back. And I realized that I'm being targeted. My children were being targeted. Um, and they were drawing me out. They were trying to draw me out into the open, and they were successful because I wanted my children, but I remained humble, and I had continued to allow God to guide my footsteps on what I had to do. And when they realized that everything that they were trying to do, it wasn't working, their tactics, their fear tactics, their intimidation, nothing was working. They couldn't penetrate me. They became frustrated. And that is when a family member of my family stepped in, and she finally regained custody of my boys. And she's been having them for quite some time, trying to protect them. And she says that she always tells me, you do what you think is best. I wouldn't tell you to do anything that I feel is going to harm you or the boys. Being a part of something so magnificent as this, you're going to undergo a lot of attacks. People are going to befriend you and make themselves seem as if they are on your side and as if they want to be a part of your life in a positive aspect. But you have to be wary that black sheep, evil people come in sheep's clothing, and they will disguise themselves as someone that is familiar or something that is right, or they'll say things that seem like they're good people when in reality they're not. You have to be mindful of who you talk to. You have to be mindful of who you tell your secrets to. And a lot of times you just can't open up to just anyone, because they will try to take that and use it against you. It's like wrangling in cattle. If I can pull you out and bring you out into the open, then I can manipulate and use you. And I had to come to the realization that this is actually happening. When I last posted my last video, a lot of things started to unravel. A lot of things started to happen. I had people that I thought was my friends starting to attack me, and they tried to incriminate me and tried to file charges on me. They tried to get me incarcerated. They tried to kill me. And I had to realize that this is serious. I have to be careful. I have to be very careful. Being a part of the 144, you're going to come across a lot of issues. You're going to be attacked. You're going to be told that you're crazy. You're going to be told a lot of negative things. And you're going to meet a lot of people who are either good for you or bad for you. And you have to determine, you have to be able to tell the difference. You will know when you look into a person's eyes what they really are and who they really are. There are a lot of souls around here walking around with no souls. People who are lost. People who claim that they go to church every day, but you got evil sitting right up in the church. Be mindful of who's around you. Your mother may not be your friend. Your father may not be your friend. Your sister may not be your friend. They may just be someone watching. And you have to be careful, because trust me, there are devil's advocates out here and there are God's followers. You have to know the difference. You got to know who is walking with who, because at this time, this world is in greater, there's so much happening in which we cannot comprehend, in which a lot of people don't understand. But you have to understand that it is now. And it is happening, and it is unraveling, and a lot of people must come to knowing who he is and what he can do. He will move things for you. He will fix things for you. He will undo a lot of things for you. But do know, when you come into contact with someone who is actually the 144, you will be under attack. You will face a lot of issues, and you will know exactly who's with you and who's not with you. If you've never lost something so great, or if you never felt like you was at the bottom, then you really never understand what a 144 actually goes through. They really have nothing. And I mean nothing. They're not rich. They're not famous. They're not none of that. They have nothing. They're average people who look just like you and I, who don't have the best of jobs possibly, who may be in a position to possibly help, but are told that their jobs are nothing. You have to be mindful of who is who, because there are many people saying they are, but they really are not. They're trying to deceive and misguide you. You have to be mindful of that. Also, get into prayer, learn the differences, learn the in and outs, read your Bibles, keep praying every day, put a protection around you, because I'm telling you, they're looking. And they're looking for everyone. And when they do find you, they will either incarcerate you, jail you, kill you, accuse you. They will manipulate. They will do whatever they have to do to make you invisible to the world. So you have to be careful. This is not the time to pretend. This is not the time to say that you are when you may not be. I see a lot of people coming on here and commenting saying, I am. You will know if you are, because you wouldn't have to say you are. You would get up and you would do something about it. You wouldn't say it, you would do it. And that's number one. Are you willing to risk yourself for the sake of humanity? Are you willing to put yourself out there for the sake of others that you may not even know? Are you willing to do that? Because if you're not, don't say you are if you haven't taken this first step to do so. Because once you do, be prepared for what comes next. Because believe me, these videos are being watched. Believe me, they're watching. And that's all I can say for now. I'll be uploading another video to go into detail, and we're going to dive a little deeper on the messages that I've been receiving in the dreams, and I'll show you my drawings of what I saw and what I was told. And another thing, be careful of those who are false prophets, for we have one that has come about who works in the sight of the devil, and I'm not going to say his name. But we'll go into that in the third video of who he is. But if you all have any questions, be free to email me. I will leave that description, that email below, and you're more than welcome to email me or contact me if you have any questions or concerns. I just hope that everyone stays safe. All right.